Welcome, everybody. Lottie, Dottie, everybody. This is Dr. Willie Jolley and my beautiful one over here with a different hairdo every week.
This is Dee.
Hello, Dee Taylor-Jolley is here with me, and I am grateful. And for those who might be first timers, we want to make sure you know that you are welcome here. We are the authors of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, 10 Secrets for Shaping a Great Marriage. And we are glad to be here with you and glad you're here with us. All right, let's jump right into this. But we got a lot.
We've been talking about goals.
We've been talking about goals.
Now we're going to be a little more specific, but I want to show you my heart.
Well, part of half the heart.
Half of a heart.
And then,
so this is the concept that we were actually talking about. This is a teacher in me. This is a concept that we were talking about on last week of sharing your individual goals and then putting it together, because you're really like one heart, one spirit, and then connect. We are going to like knit it together. Well, this is paper. Pretend it's felt. And we're going to crisscross wherever our goals meet.
all right.
Right?
Yes.
And we're going to talk about where they don't meet.
But we talk about it. That's the word. We are talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So what we wanted to talk about
it
today, and that was her coming with, that's a creative way to do that. Many of you know we've been on goals, and we got some great folks who've been following us who love, and I'm grateful for the show that I did on my Sirius XM show over the last few weeks. And last week, we had a lot of people call about our goal setting show. And my goal setting show was a show that that was just really, Willie Larkin, Roll Tide, Alabama's playing national championship game or championship game.
I don't know.
And Roll Tide, she has no idea what Roll Tide means. But anyway, we're talking about goals and how important they are. And many people went and ordered my goal setting class, which is a powerful class to help people establish and set power and goals. Okay, now we've been talking about goals, goal setting class. We want you to go to williejolly.com/goals. williejolly.com/goals.
I think you should talk just a little bit about, it's not, it's
a 4-hour seminar, 3 to 4 hour seminar.
There are a lot of different goal setting programs. You have to taste a lot of different programs and decide which one is the one that speaks your language and that works for you. Mm-hmm. That's the educator in me that says there's so many out there. Who do you relate to? And the thing about our goal setting program is that you do get the download. You get the workbook, right? Mm-hmm. And then you get an extra goals guide, a Jolly goals guide. But it's simple, it's straightforward, and you actually have to think through the process. Even with my half of a heart, I am rewriting the goals, updating the goals that I have for 2021, what I did not accomplish, what I want to carry over. How am I going to do this differently?
Right.
And one of the things that Willie talks about in the goal setting program is that there are different kinds of goals. Why don't you do that quickly before we get into
this morning? I was on Fox 5 DC talking about goals.
But you've actually been on TV
just about every day.
A week.
Yeah, and today we're on Fox 5 DC, and that should be on. I'll probably be on my website by now, but if not, send us an email. We'll send it to you. We got the link. It's fantastic because
He was funny.
I talked about, she started by saying, well, what should people do about their resolution? I said, nothing, because they don't work. Don't even try them. Don't do them. But make goals and make your goals smart. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. That's when a goal is smart. Now, rather than saying, well, what's your goal this year? Be happy. What? No. How do you measure happiness? How do you know whether you hit it or not? I'm happy every day I wake up. Abraham Lincoln said, you should be as happy as you choose to be. Most people are as happy as they choose to be, but how do you measure it? No, that's not a good one. Well, I want to lose some weight. How much? Be specific. I want to make more money. Well, how much money? I want to make $1 billion. To see specific, measurable, achievable. Now, if you haven't made 100 grand in a year, to make a goal of $1 billion in a year is probably not a good goal because it's not achievable or not in the realm of reality.
Well, you might hit the lottery. Now,
Lottery ain't $1 billion.
Not,
billion. Billion. Okay.
Didn't somebody win the lottery for $1 billion?
No.
I'm just gonna push back.
No, nobody has ever had $1 billion lottery. Okay. And then fourth goal is relevant. Does it have meaning beyond just a passing fling? Does it make a difference? Does it help you? Does it impact somebody? Is it relevant to you or to your community? And then time bound. What's the date by which you want to achieve that goal? Because if you don't have a date, you will procrastinate.
Okay, now you didn't get to, I just said quickly, tell me some of the different types of goals.
You got a health goal, spiritual goal, financial goal, relationship goal, emotional goal. We got different types of goals. And then I got 4 types of goals that I set every year. First type of goal is my giving goal. What do I want to give this year? And in order to give, what must I get? That's my second one. I got to get something. So if in order to give, I got to get an amount of some money or whatever I want to achieve. Because you can't give if you ain't got. And then you got to, what is your do? What must you do so you can get, so you can give? And then my fourth goal is, what must I be? Now, what books must I write? What must I become? What must I do? What must I grow into? What must I learn? So I got to be
goal
so that I can do, so that I can get, so I can give.
So goal setting is not just pie in the sky.
No,
it really is hard work. So you've got to have some foundational information.
Yes.
And that you can read about it. You can then start to think about it, and then you actually have to do it. Now, here's something that I thought of. Okay, so still, most of the promotions say, what are your resolutions? Right?
Okay, that's what they say. That's right.
Most of the promotions say, what are your resolutions? But I thought to myself, resolutions can end up being results if you use goals as a bridge.
I like that.
How about that? So that's a visual. You got resolutions. I want to do all these things. I want to fly a plane.
Right.
Okay. So the result is a pilot's license having passed to be able to fly a plane. The bridge are the goals.
You're kind of cute, by the way.
Thank you. How do you talk to your spouse about filing a joint tax return when they won't share anything about their financials or the money that they make? So, that's the tip of an iceberg for a major problem right there. You married to somebody, you don't have any idea how much money they make. But I would say that's a topic that has come up with you and another professional friend who's not married, but it has come up in the dating. 2 very successful people.
Yep.
Along in their careers, in their 40s. She has no children. He has children, right?
Yeah.
So they're both divorced, very successful. And her statement was, I've gone through divorce and I don't want, if we get together, so at least they were having a conversation, and I don't want any mingling of monies. And I don't want to know how much you make. And
I don't want you to know how much I make.
I don't want you to know how much.
And we will be.
So I'm thinking, how does that work? So I guess that means you have a prenup and you have to outline all those things of never sharing financials. Wow. So why would you do that? What do you think?
Well, all I can give you is we talk in the book about how important communication is, 1, and 2, how important it is to have open and honest conversation, which she obviously did. She told her, I don't want you to know how much money I got. That was open and honest. Now, the problem is that communication.
Well, I think because she's been burnt with the last marriage. What?
Terrence, he keeps on improve your credit score goal, go to the doctor goal, pay your mother some rent goal, get your own place goal. Terrence, you done gone.
Let's get back on.
All right.
Okay. So how do you talk to your spouse? The question is, how do you talk to your spouse about filing a joint tax return when they won't share anything about their financials? My short answer, very pragmatic, is Okay, we have bookkeeper, we have CPA, right? Because we run a business as well as personal. I would say the short answer is to simply have your, assuming you even go to the same CPA, have them look at the single returns, prepare a single each, and prepare a joint and see which one ends up being the most financially beneficial.
But that's not the problem, D. That's not the problem.
But I know.
No, the problem. Let me give you the problem.
This is like the short answer.
Let me give you the problem. Let me give you the problem.
And neither one needs to know.
No, but there's a core problem beyond that.
I know that.
All right, there's a core problem.
This is a short answer.
The core problem is that they are not becoming one unit. There are some great quotes that I was sent today by Jeffrey Hart, our dear friend, and those quotes were 25 marriage quotes, and a couple of them talked about the power of a great marriage is when I finish your thoughts or your conversation without you having to finish it, because we've become one. And so,
but we worked at that.
No, but listen, there's a benefit to that. So if you take a horse that by itself can pull 1,500 pounds, and another horse that by itself can pull 1,400 pounds, you would think together they could pull 2,900 pounds. But because of them working together and the power of a momentous experience and a momentous moment, then they at that moment, that group pulling together can pull almost 5,000 pounds, because they are together, they are hooked together, they're connected, and they're working together. And that's where the problem is, where you got these different agendas. And we talked about the fact that when you get different agenda in a marriage, it's not a good thing for the longevity of the marriage.
So do you think that they can solve this problem between now and April 15th?
If they have an open and honest conversation about why it's important for them to have this synergy, and do I think, I don't know, that you had the conversation.
Married, filing single for 3 years,
and
so there's some fundamental issues. So I'm saying I don't see how it can be resolved, and then now suddenly, okay, they have a baby.
Willie Larkin said it very nice. It does not sound like a trusting relationship. And that's where we come in, folks.
So are you going to build? Okay, let's take.
You're going to build trust.
Are you going to build that enough trust? If I have not shared with you where my monies are, the 1099
for 3 years or longer,
and my W-2s, and are you going to change? I'm not saying it can't happen, but are you going to change and turn this into, I trust you enough?
Well, it goes back to are you
between now and April 15th?
Are you?
That's what I'm saying. A shortcut to the tax return.
But D, are you what worthy?
Trust. Are you beneficiary love worthy?
Are you beneficiary love worthy?
Because see, but then that gets to another thing. I shouldn't say this.
Say it.
The beneficiaries are probably not on each other's life insurance if they have it. Okay, so I'm saying we have a two-pronged situation. A temporary, at least moving down the path, is that okay, you got to get your taxes done. You have not worked out this trust issue. If you both send your finances to an independent third party and say, okay, do them singularly, now do them together and decide.
Well, that's an object lesson for showing the benefit of doing it together. But that does not fix the problem.
I agree.
All right, that's a bigger issue.
But she was saying, now that we have a baby,
you're getting back to what's the most beneficial for us? Who gonna get hooked up there? We are talking about the trust. He don't trust her. And that's going to be a problem in this relationship.
Yes.
Bam. That's what I'm going to call it like it is.
Which has come up because she is interested in how do I save more money potentially.
Well, that'll be a saving. That'll be a.
We don't know that.
With benefit, as Willie Locker just said, how to gain a benefit to avoid a loss. But it still does not get to the core issue that she feels not of value because she is not trusted as a part of the financial picture.
She might not have even gotten to that because the question was, how do I get him to share the information? She hadn't gotten to
how,
the core
and what's the
of,
answer? Then how? You've given a practical, prudent,
a temporary fix for getting the taxes done.
and
That's
I want to
what
give
I've
a permanent position of why this problem is a problem and then how to fix it. I don't want to be like some of the talk shows I've talked to where they only got one solution. Leave them, okay? Leave them, everybody. No, you stay in there and you hang in there and you work through this and you tell that person the 4 F's. Be friendly. Be frank. This is how that made me feel. Be fair. Why do you do that? No, Willie can't. No, you can't.
Right.
Willie, you can't do that one. I'm
What
not.
did Willie say?
He said withhold romance. No. No, you can't do that
But you
one.
know what? You could use romance in a very positive
Now
way.
you could hook a brother up so much that says when he all going nuts. Woo!
You could then
Whoa,
whisper.
what was that? Hey,
You
you
could
blew
then,
my mind. Then you say, how much
then
money
could
did you
then
have?
whisper in
How
his ear,
much
no,
money?
well.
How much money did you make? Ah!
No,
Anyway.
then we would say, I want to work on your trusting me.
There
I
you
would
go.
not go with, all right, now tell
All
me
right.
what's on your
All right,
W-2.
all right, but be friendly, be frank, how it makes you feel.
Mhm.
Be fair.
Mhm.
Why do you do that? Tell me why you do that.
Mhm.
And then 4, be focused on a win-win. How do we win together? I want
Right.
to win, you want to win. If you
So
get
we
that,
have to work
you
together.
use that formula, it works, it works, it works, it works. Look, folks,
So I agree.
it works.
It's trust. It's vulnerable, being willing to be vulnerable. Okay. Now we have 15 things on our list about goals, preparing for successful building a couple's goals.
All right, we got our goals. I'm just showing them again for those who joined in late or might not have
And
heard.
I just did that
This is a great little concept. Our
because
hearts
you
are
can
knit
actually
together.
see it. And then with the felt, once we agree, because I know some things on there that you have that I have, we will draw the lines. And the lines actually crisscross.
See?
Not all, but what we're doing when you're crisscrossing the goals, like paying off the house, right? Is it on your goal sheet?
Yep.
Okay, so we will draw a line, right?
All right, now let me put that in emphasis.
Let me
Our
see.
former financial planner told us not to pay off the house, so we didn't. He said, "No, don't do
Well, we
it."
weren't as aggressive.
But then my wife took over the finances. She said, "We're paying this thing off," and she was right. After we did it more and more, we hit that was not the right thing. We need to pay this thing off. He was telling us, "Oh, we pay, invest in this, invest in that." We had investments.
Well, you know what? Here's the other thing, and I don't want to go down
But-
that rabbit hole in terms of their different philosophical perspectives.
But it gave you
about-
security. Bottom line.
Right.
Bottom line, and you know what? I tell you, gentlemen, women need security. And if I'm going to make her secure, that's what she wants, we're going to make it happen. All right. Now, let's go back to making sure we talk about this. How did this situation, you got 15 things you got to do. Start going
Well,
through.
we went through 7 last week.
All right, that's
A
good. We got
quick
about 10
7.
minutes to get the other stuff.
Okay, quick 7. It was planning goals together. And how do you make it work? You must plan it together. Couples goals. That
In
was
fact,
the thing.
Kevin Tony, my dear friend Kevin Tony, called, sent me a text. He said, I want to get the goal setting class. And he said, I want my wife and my daughter to go through it. She's an adult daughter. He said, do I have to buy 3 registrations? I said, no.
You buy one, give it away.
Well, buy one and y'all sit around the table and do it together.
Okay.
All
So
right?
here's what we talked about, strategies. Number 1, talk about your dreams.
WillieJolley.com/goals, by the way. WillieJolley.com/goals. Right. No, you can go winwithwillie.com. Winwithwillie.com.
And it's on the cover.
It's on the bottom row in the center. Okay.
Okay. So talk about your dreams, your goals, and your fears. Create your individual vision boards. I said, like, I've got muscles.
Yep. And I got
flat abs.
I got a jet. Right. I had a car.
Then you're gonna write down.
And the car I kept on the wall for 2 years. Car's in my parking lot now.
You write down your individual goals. That's
on my
number
wall.
3.
Now I got a jet. Okay.
Number 4, find and discuss commonality in your visions and goals. That's how we're doing. And I just started that as a creative, fun way for us to figure that out. Thank you, sweetie. Mm-hmm. Then write your shared visions, right? Discuss how you each can support each other. That is just absolutely so important.
Terrence said, learn better communication skills concerning finances. Reward, improved marriage bed.
Number 7, write your shared goals. In this case, we're crisscrossing and saying we both agree about paying off the house. Now, this is where we stopped last week. Imagine, and this is a difficult one, imagine and discuss what you believe would be your worst case scenario, financially, health-wise, or family-wise, and what plans would you put in place?
Which is a conversation I had with my niece today, and I don't think she wanted to have it because I talked to her about you have to have insurance. I won't tell you. I can't say. And I said one day you might be a young woman now, but one day you're not gonna be.
What do you mean you don't have insurance? Health insurance or
not insurance? Retirement. I'm not insurance. Retirement.
What?
I said you got to have some retirement.
Well, no, yes they do.
And I said you don't have a plan for retirement, and I know you don't want to talk about it. Wait a minute.
Doesn't have money put aside?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, my goodness. You have to talk about that offline. Anyway, so the worst case scenario, difficult conversation. I think our worst case scenario was when COVID, right? And all the business shut down.
Yep.
But my natural inclination is to squirrel away something.
Which she did.
Money.
She squirreled it away.
Right?
Yep.
So that we're not upside down. So we always have a backup plan. That's something you have to talk about that's uncomfortable. What if you cannot work because of an individual health problem? How much money do you have saved?
Right.
Do you have the disability? Do you have the long-term care? Those are difficult conversations that you must have. Then you prioritize your goals and you write them down and share them as a couple. And then what Willie talked about earlier, they need to be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. You cannot measure what you do not
have a date to accomplish. That's why it's a goal. Next.
Okay. Now that you have your individual goals, which helps you achieve your dream, plan out the steps. Then you got to actually have a plan for each goal, which is where the hard work steps in, right? And then you got to have a reward system.
Have a reward.
If I meet my goal of flat abs, maybe I should have liposuction. Would that make it easier for me to? That would make it easier.
But when you meet the goal, what do you get in exchange?
A bikini. Okay.
All right.
There you go. Right. Okay. Then design a plan to help you both stay accountable. Who's your accountability partner?
You.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And I'm yours.
Okay. Agree to seek and accept feedback from your trusted advisor.
We do. We listen to each other, and I say, okay.
And you are my trusted advisor. Now, sometimes I don't want to hear what you got to say.
This is true. But I still say it. But I say it nicely.
And then I'll say, I don't want to hear that. Or you're very nice to me and ignore me. So we've been together so long. I understand he's saying yes, dear, but he doesn't really mean it.
Okay.
But he's being polite because he doesn't want to hurt my feelings. But then I'll come back and I'll say, I know you're not paying attention to me.
Willie said, set up a trust fund, which we did last Christmas as our Christmas gift to each other. Mm-hmm. We set up our trust fund, our Jolley trust fund.
Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. Was it 2020 that we did the trust?
Yeah, it was 2020.
Okay, so it took a whole year. This is not a quick thing. It took a whole year for all of our pieces to end up in the trust. And in fact, I was sharing with Willie that I got an email today from our attorney where our last piece of property was just deeded into the trust. So we started that in December 2020, and that just came to fruition. And this is January 10th, 2022.
Yep.
So it's a step-by-step process. The goal is just to get started. Right. But if you set up your trust, then it's easier as you do new things to put them in the trust than take the old stuff and get it in there.
Now, very important. Let's go back to this whole original concept. This couple, the husband's not telling how much money he makes. The wife wants to know. They can't have a trust if they don't know. It's not possible. And this little baby now is coming into a world where you got two agendas going on. Okay. Again, it goes back to this trust issue. We trust each other. We talk about it, and we are best friends. Back to step number 1, friends first.
But
Friends first.
You have to share valuable information. Let's say you don't die, but you're totally incapacitated.
Oh, as my pastor says about sex, he said, what happens if she gets paralyzed from the neck down and all she can do is talk? Oh, Lord!
Well,
he said, better or worse, okay?
So you do have to, the essence of worst case scenarios, plan, and then you can move on and enjoy it because you've taken care of the people that you love.
Well, I take care of you, don't I?
Yes.
All right, and I
and
love
I
you.
look after you.
You do, and I love you. By the way, Dr. Willie and Dee Jolley say, create the best version of you in 2022 is a downloadable picture. Build your comeback spirit to win more every day. You can email us and we'll send you the downloadable link where you can download the calendar. Again, it's info@williejolly.com.
So some important ideas for you to think about and go back and look at. Pull out some of that information and make sure that you have all of your bases covered with your spouse.
So, Terrence, we have to talk about that. That's a great question, and he said I learned the hard way. I want to talk about that separate and apart. Okay, I don't want to bring that up yet. I want to bring that up in a separate long, because that can have an impact on a relationship, a loss of a love, one of your children.
Right.
So we'll talk about that in great detail somewhere down the road. All right, folks. Thank you. Thank y'all for being with us. We really are working on reaching.
Who's going to be our first guest? I'm pushing you. And see, we do disagree.
We do.
We're disagreeing right now.
Right, because see, we are
disagreeing right now.
We got StreamYard now where we can have guests, but I'm working on the mindset that
we're working through who we want to have as guests.
That's not the only thing we're working through. We're working
what else
through.
Are we working through?
Which one will be the free version and which one will be the membership. And the membership will have some benefits. I haven't even gotten to that.
I'm working on who I want to talk to and the information.
I am not in business. I am a business.
It's time to go.
All right. I am a business. And this business is growing the brand and the possibilities. Hey, I will talk to y'all on Instagram. I'll talk to y'all on Facebook. Terrence, we'll talk to you. We want to talk to you separately about that because that's something we will want to follow. Thank y'all on everybody. Please share this with everybody you know. Tell Lottie Dottie and everybody. Talk to y'all soon. Thank y'all. And remember, williejolly.com/goals. Or just win with Willie, winwithwillie.com. Win with Willie. Go to the bottom and hit the goal setting seminar. It will bless you. Hey, we're going to go out with my music. Hope y'all will enjoy it. Close to you, baby.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.